They died.
No.
Hi, welcome to this Larry and Paul behind the scenes video. You were about to say something,
I've
weren't
just
you?
had a bourbon biscuit, and a bit of it's in my cheeks there, like a squirrel.
And as that's all of red hot content you get for being a monthly subscriber, one of the hello few. How many people is it? 140 something at the moment?
Yeah.
147, I think it might be. 146.
Is that it? Have you checked? Some cancelled.
One day we'd like to make it 3,000. If it was 3,000, that'd be incredible.
That'd be nice. Desmond left though this week.
Desmond C2.
We're upset about that.
Yeah, long. He's been with us for a while. Yeah. But hey, you win some, you lose some. We hope to win a lot more. We don't know how the fuck to do it, but we, 3,000 a month. I mean, you'd be fine. We wouldn't need to do any other jobs.
No, we could just do comedy in, out, every day, performing monkeys.
Do sketches galore, all sorts. Dancing, sexy dancing. So, thank you very much, firstly, for being a monthly subscriber. And this is our behind the scenes. This is sort of where we tell you what we've been up to this week. It's been another busy week, isn't it? I think it's flown by.
Dominated this week by poo.
It has.
And dogs.
I've been thinking a lot about a dog's arsehole this week.
You have, haven't you?
The dog joined us, didn't she, on the Real Daily Briefing this week?
Oh yeah, that was a nightmare. Have a look at this.
A briefing scheduled today, but this government is always happy to curl out. Fucking hell. Peggy, no. In there. Or something. Just go, she's jumping up on me. Fucking Peggy, stay. Sit. 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 She's sitting. Stay there. Stay while I do this briefing. Okay, here we go. Emotionless greeting, slightly surprised face, stating there wasn't a briefing scheduled today, but this government is always happy to curl out a fresh one. Reaffirming that the Conservatives are the party committed to making the United Kingdom a more effluent society. Can we start again?
So basically what happened is I was looking after my friend Simon's dog, and her name is Peggy. She's very cute.
Sometimes Peggles.
Sometimes Peggles, sometimes Poglington, sometimes Poggles P. And she was jumping all over me while trying to do the Real Daily Briefing, as you saw. But we know when you look after someone's dog, it's kind of because Simon went on hollybobs like for his birthday. And it's kind of a responsibility when you have to look after someone's dog, because if they die in your care, then you're probably going to wreck the friendship, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Or there's at least, even if you kind of go, it's fine, even though my dog's dead, underneath, I'd always be that friend who killed little Peggy.
You kept checking whether she was breathing. When she was sleeping in the office here, you kept checking whether she was breathing. I thought that was a bit weird, because
it's not weird, it's
if a dog's going to lie there, just stop breathing and die, that's definitely not on you.
Doesn't matter though, while the dog's entrusted in my care, if the dog dies whilst in my care, I'm a dog killer, regardless of the method of that dog's dispatch. And so this week, the dog wasn't pooing. Hadn't pooed for a day, and then I saw it trying to do pooing, really struggling, her legs were trembling, she was walking around the park.
So you got a chopstick up there, didn't you?
Don't joke about that, I'm going to tell you about that in a second. And then I was intently staring at that dog's sweet, sweet rectum, hoping it would in fact engorge and widen, and there would be some feculence plop right out. But unfortunately, for a day and a half, there was nothing. Day 2, there was a little bit of a nubbin, a little bit of a nugget popped out, and I thought, okay, not entire blockage. And then on day 3, shit-ageddon. I can't tell you, I've never been more joyous picking up steaming sausages of dog turds. I tell you what, I was singing to myself, sniffing away, and absolutely picking up that poo with aplomb.
You shouldn't pick it up with a glove,
with a bag. Also, I looked up what do you do for dogs constipated, because it could be quite serious.
Yeah.
The next step was squirt a water pistol right up the dog's arsehole. Not even joking.
Just for fun.
Not even
The dog
joking.
woke you up one morning throwing up, which sort of set you off, but worry.
That was another thing, yeah. She woke up with a at 7 a.m. I was like, oh, what's that going on? And the dog was sick.
We had to write a whole load of poo puns as well for the Real Daily Briefing to do with the government's excellent sewage decisions.
Yes.
And we thought we'd got all the poo puns. It was amazing. And then the amount of comments we got from people responding to the Real Daily Briefing with new poo puns, it was really good. We felt like we'd really opened a conversation.
We'd really opened something.
And let it pour out.
Absolutely, let all that plop right out. So it's been a very poo-heavy week, isn't it?
Poo-heavy week.
Very so. Sorry about that. If you're, if you're watching this while eating beans or just your tea.
Tell you what wasn't poo. I went and stayed. It was a belated 40th birthday present from my mum, went and stayed in a very, very posh boutique hotel.
Oh yes, she got like a sort of a deal sort of thing, was it?
Yeah,
Or-
like a voucher thing. Now, she'd not been to this hotel, but it was just one of those that like sells its rooms for extraordinary amounts of money.
Was she just like, fuck it, I can't think of a he'll have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure it was thought through.
Why Beaconsfield?
Well, that's where there's a hotel called Crazy Bear, and
but-
there's one at Beaconsfield and there's one at Stadhampton.
But why Beaconsfield?
Well, it's not far from Stevenage, so we could drop the kids off. That's another poo reference.
Right.
At Grandma's house, and then we could go to Beaconsfield, you see. Anyway, you want to see the room?
Yeah.
Have a look at this. Welcome to the Crazy Bear Hotel in Beaconsfield. You can get a room here, including a meal and breakfast, for something in the region of £530. I got a voucher present for my birthday last year, thanks Mum. This is our room, myself and Mrs. Larry. The ceiling is carpeted, if you can check that out. The floor is not. The floor is sort of a leatherette thing going on there. What have we got? We've got a free bottle of champagne with the room. Didn't drink it last night. Going to take it home and save it with the pan au chocs and mini muffins from the continental breakfast that comes as part of the deal. Don't worry about it. It's an extra 15 quid if you want the full breakfast. The television on the wall, which works approximately 50% of the time. A bed with a leatherette thing around here so you can sit like this. You can sort of chaise longue it. But it also helps the older gentleman like me to get out of bed at night. And you're up and you're off for your 4 a.m. wee. But the real piece of resistance in this room is the bathroom. It's behind a curtain. And it's a big wet room. And these curtains don't stop smell. So it's a wet room. The shower is here. When you are having a full shower here, the good thing about this wet room is everything in the room will become wet, including all the towels would be on these rails if we haven't moved them already. They will get nice and wet so that when you come to dry yourself, that's not possible. If you have a little look down here, this is a black toilet, which if you've never been to a loo on a black toilet before, it really shows up all the colours. The great thing about it as well, of course, if you step back just for a moment, is, and everybody must do this when they come to the hotel, in the middle of the night, you must come in here, take all your clothes off as a surprise for your wife, and then burst through like Judy Garland or Liza Minnelli or something. The light's automatic. It comes on when you walk in. It's motion sensor. These light switches here are incomprehensible. There are 3 switches, and we've yet to work them out. We've been here about 24 hours. And you may have noticed as well, there are no windows in here. Who needs that? You don't need windows. This is a cupboard. There is a light sensor in this cupboard, so the light will come on. In order to access the light sensor, you do have to move the ironing board down here a little bit. And then the light will come on for you, for when you need to find things in the middle of the night, like an iron, like a hairdryer, like a rope. We haven't packed my shirt, Mrs. Larry. That nearly got left. And as I say, it was a voucher deal, so full second-class citizen throughout our visit. We were allowed a meal last night, but if we wanted some of the actual food included, you did have to pay a subsidy of around £15 per head. We've had a lovely weekend. It's all been free and paid for, apart from the £250 of extras that we had to pay this morning. The Crazy Bear of Beaconsfield. What do you think about that?
That seems like a sex room. It seems a bit like a sex room, but
It's very dark.
for sex people. Very impractical. And they've just fucked a load of velvet everywhere, haven't they? And pretended, oh, velvet's classy, let's charge loads of money for it.
Do you know, it's quite oppressive. I get why some people like it. Like, if you're into design, you might be like, oh, this is an interesting place.
What, like your man Grey, Christian Grey? He might like it.
He might like it. I thought you were about to say Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen. But he wouldn't have been as good in 50 Shades of Grey, although I'd have watched it.
It would have been quite funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So I could get why you might be into it, but to be honest, I was like, might have slept better in a Bretta. Might have slept better in a Premier Inn, which is their slogan.
Imagine if your mum got you that. That'd be a disappointing present, wouldn't
I'll
it?
be all right in Cheltenham.
Yeah.
Near GCHQ. I'd have been up for that.
Lovely, the big donut.
Yeah. Go and visit Bolton on the Water.
Yeah.
So that was my visit to
Porton down! Look at all the diseases!
And also, we have been really busy trying to develop and write a sitcom as like a training exercise. Just to clarify, the BBC or ITV or Channel 4 or Channel 5 or Amazon or
Netflix.
anybody hasn't approached us and asked us to write one. We're
No.
just doing it of our own accord.
Just because we want a career, so we need to move on from being able to do sketches. We need to write longer form comedy. So we've taken it upon ourselves to join a sitcom writing course that's run by a lovely comedian, comedy writer called Dave Cohen. It's tough. It's tough.
It's really hard,
You have
as
to
it
come
turns
up with
out.
things like characters and
Who knew?
situations and comedy. So we've been doing that this week.
What's the
haven't we?
point?
Oh, it'll be for the greater good.
It will
We'll have our Mrs. Brown's boys. Don't you worry about
We
it.
finished with another Pooh reference. There we go.
That Mrs. Brown.
Yeah. We'll see you next time, and thanks for being a monthly supporter.
Thank you for being a monthly
We love
supporter.
you.
Remember to tell all of your billionaire oligarch friends that we're here. A couple
do
of
the
struggling artists. We love you.
See you next time.